Hi everyone, I am just going to do a little bit of a beading tutorial because someone had a question and I figured I would just show it here. So, let me do a little lesson. So, these are head pins. And the difference between head pins and eye pins is head pins are just straight across with a little, it looks like a little nail. Where eye pins have a little loop at the end so you can dangle something if you choose to. So that's a head pin. This is 2 inches. Now if you didn't have an eye pin and you wanted to make an eye pin, you just snip the bottom off there. You take your, I don't know what these are called, the rounded pliers, and then you're going to take it and you're going to just make a little loop, but then you're going to go over here and you're going to bend that piece back just a little bit, and then you just close it like that. So if you want to make an eye pin, that's how you make the eye pin, and then you can just put your beads on and dangle something off it. You can even just push this back a little bit more too, like a question mark. Okay, now when you can either do this the right way or my way. I'll show you 2 ways that I do this. Now when I loop, I usually put a little seed bead on the bottom. Now I don't have to do this here because there's already a loop, but I'll show you both ways. So you put your bead on. Okay, now I'll show you the right way. The right way would be that you cut this off until you have about that much or a little less on it. Right now head pins come in all sizes, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. I just get the 2 inch and cut them. So technically, you're supposed to do that, and you're supposed to put this at a 90-degree angle and bend it like that, and then you're supposed to get this part. I hope this is clear. You're supposed to get this part, right? And then just make a loop like that. Oh, I messed that up real bad. you make a loop, but I don't do it this way. I do it this way. I'll show you. So that's one of them. So what I do is, now I never make an eye pin. I just use a regular head pin. I don't need the eye pin. So what I do is I get my little seed beads here. I put a seed bead in. I always use glass and clear so that way it matches with everything. I put the bead on. Alright, and these are 10 millimeter if anyone's wondering. And you put another seed bead on top of that. And then what I do is I cut about that much off, you'll see. So I cut about that much. And then what I do is, I like the little twirly thing. So what I do is, I take this, the top, and I just keep twirling it, twirling it, and twirling it, and twirling it. And I like to make them like this instead. So you have, can you see that? So you have that little loop. And that's how I make a bead. So that's a bead and head pins. Now somebody wanted to know how I did my chunky charms. Well, I get this from Hobby Lobby, of course, when it's half off. This is 6 yards of medium curb chain spool. It's nickel. But this is very, very thick. If you get the gold one is thinner. Thickness thinner, doesn't matter. I'll just show you quickly what I do. Let me show one to give a reference. Let me see. Let me pick one here. All right, I took this one. So in order to make that, what I do is I take 15 links from this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and at the 15 links, I'm going to open that link up. All right, and then I'm going to take it off. No, I could have did that a little bit better. Okay. I take it off. And then, you know, you find, after a while, you find your own way of doing it. Whatever works for you, you're gonna find that to be better. Then I just close this link up. Okay, and then I'm gonna get a clasp. Hold on, I'll show you that in a second. Alright, so what I do with the clasp is I've bought these on Amazon in bulk. I've never had a problem with them. Of all the Chunky Charms I've sold in the past, never had a problem with these clasps. And I just open that up, put the link on it, the chain rather. Alright. And then that's all. So this, believe it or not, turns into this. Now, I'm not going to go over the whole thing. I'll show two so you know what's going on. And I usually start at the bottom. It really doesn't matter what, when, how, whatever. So, let me get some here. These are already done up. Alright. So what I do is I get my jump rings. And I buy these at Hobby Lobby, 6mm. They have gold and silver. I get silver plated when I get mine. And I take a jump ring. Open it up. Always twist. Don't open like this. Twist. If you go to close it and it doesn't meet up, just keep twisting until it meets up, till both ends meet up. If you push it like this, it's gonna undo the circle. All right, so I get, you know, it's already looped, so I put the bead in there, and then I get this first link, and I put it through, and then I close it. See? And then I'm going to get another bead. I keep picking up that same one that's not done. And I'll get, that one went on the floor, on a shag little area carpet I have in here. It's never going to be found again. Okay, open it up. Same thing. Put that bead through it. Get that same link. We just put that one on, and put this one on it as well. So you're going to have two on each link. So it's like that. And you just go all the way up. So now you go to the next link and you put two on there. The next link, you put two up there, till you get all the way to the top. Now, if you're using 10mm beads, or let's say 15mm beads, I'm going to show you a difference here with these two. They fill out very nicely, and you don't need to add extras on anything. Actually, I think these are 12, to be honest with you. Not this big thing down here, but I mean these. Some of these are 12, I think. And this is a Christmas one, so this one's like, these are really chunky, right? Well, the chunky ones look like a big grape, like they're up. They don't flow as nicely as the 10mm do. There's a cute little crystal bead right there. Sometimes I used to put focals at the bottom. Now I don't. So it doesn't flow as nice as one that has all the same beads on it, same size beads. Now, if you use 6mm, 8mm beads, it's not going to be nice and full. This one I used all 10s, but then I also, see, I added some of these little tiny ones too. These are like 4 or 6. These are 4, I think. 6. They're 6. You know, so I added some of those to it just to give it a little bit of something, but it looks the most full when you do, I'd say 10 or 12mm beads. You can do any bead you want. It's just that it's going to give a different look. Some of them, if you use tiny beads and you fill this whole thing up, there's going to look like there's going to be all gaps. And you're going to say, well, I put 2 on each thing. Why does it look like this? Because the beads aren't filling it up. They're not filling in the spaces enough because they're too small. So then you got to start looking at it and putting beads everywhere to kind of fill it out evenly. That's why I say use the same bead if you can. Or if you want, use the same bead and go all the way up, like a 10 or 12, and then use a little cute ones you may have, just put a little sparse here and there. But if you just do all tiny ones, it's not gonna look good. You're gonna have big spaces, and you're gonna say, well, I did everything right. Why does it look like that? It's just the bead. So all that means is you'd have to play around with it a little bit more. You need about 31 beads or so. But with the smaller ones, you might need even more. Unless you want to do a smaller one, you want to do maybe a 5-link. And you just have a little dangle, you know. But this one, I think this one is 4.5 inches long. Let me see. With the clasp, it's 6 inches, and it's about, when it's laying flat, it's about 1 inch. So that's my tutorial. Just a quick tutorial. I didn't go through the whole thing. You know, and that's what different beads look like. Different sizes. You know, so that's about it. If you have any questions about anything else, let me know. If you need me to do any other kind of tutorial, let me know. I mean, I'm no expert. This is just what I do. There's tons of videos out there to explain everything, but I just kind of touched base on some simple things that I do and what's worked for me. So I hope it helps. So thanks for watching. Happy crafting, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.